happy Eid.
Assalamu alaikum and happy Eid. Welcome to the program. We're continuing to celebrate Eid. This is the end of the month of Ramadan, so this is a great time of celebration. We will continue our discussions looking at Eid celebrations from across different parts of the Muslim world. We have been joined by two brothers from Asian countries. One is in Southeast Asia, Brother Luqman Hakim from Indonesia.
Yes.
And also a brother from Bangladesh, Abibur Rahman. Assalamu alaikum to you both and welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much.
Wow, I am impressed with your clothes. So are these traditional clothes from your countries?
Yes.
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 All right, I'll start on my right with Brother Luqman. What about the sisters? What do they typically wear on the Eid day, and talk about the prayer? What time? Earlier we heard that the prayers will vary from being very early as 5:30 a.m., some as late as 9 a.m. What about in Indonesia? And what about the clothing that the brothers and sisters wear?
First of all, I would like to say for all of you, happy Eid, Eid and Said.
Thank you.
And if we are going to talk about player, but actually I would like to talk about the term of Idul Fitri in our country, because it seems very different if we compare with another country. In our country we say Idul Fitri Lebaran, and Lebaran actually is sort of acculturation between Javanese tradition and Islamic tradition. For instance, I'm from Java. Java sort of name of the tribe, the big tribe in our country. When Islam came to our country, we already have the tradition, but we accept Islam. So we have sort of special tradition. It's sort of acculturation between Javanese tradition and Islamic tradition. So we say Lebaran. Lebaran simply means, finish.
I will finish.
Finish. It means that when we are going to celebrate it, it means that we already finish the fasting in the month of Ramadan. So it is time that we can rejoice, we can be happy, we can be celebrating this Eid before we has been trained in the holy month of Ramadan after we finish doing fasting. So Lebaran is the term that we often use in our country instead of Idul Fitri. Although we understand also Arabic term Idul Fitri, but many people use two terms, whether it is Lebaran and also Idul Fitri. And by the way, I would like to say that actually Indonesia is considered the largest Muslim in the world.
That's right.
We are number one compared to
more than 250 million, is that correct?
Yes, 250 million. So we are
Muslims.
Yes, yes, of course. We are number one after the separation of Pakistan from India. We became the number one. So Indonesia is considered the largest Islamic country in the world.
In the world, yeah.
So if we are going to talk about the player, because as we just discussed about the Islamic school in the first segment, so actually South Asian people, South Asian Muslim, we follow the school of Shafi'i. So Shafi'i school is the school that we follow. So if we are going to talk about the Eid player, we start performing Eid player in the early morning. It's for about 6 or 7 a.m.
Okay.
So we start, Eid player, and then we came back to our home and we prepare some delicious food, and then we try to enjoy this food with all of members of the family.
I want to ask you, if I can, a question about the geography of Indonesia. I understand that it's comprised of 17,000 islands. Is that correct? And
Yes.
is all of that in one time zone, or are there multiple time zones in Indonesia?
No, actually, time is divided into two times.
Okay.
There is what we call, East Indonesia and West Indonesia, because I'm from Java, so my time is West Indonesia
Okay.
of time.
So does the majority of the country pray according to the time that Java observes, or where is the majority, on the east or west?
I think in the West.
In the west.
Yes,
Okay, so
yes.
this is on Java time.
Yes.
All right, and I want to ask you more about these delicious foods
Okay.
that you eat, but we'll go to Bangladesh next. Brother Habibur, Bangladesh is also a very populous Muslim country.
Yes.
Is it the majority religion in the country, in Bangladesh?
Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulihil kareem. First, I would like to give all of you the happy Eid Mubarak.
Thank you.
In my country, we greet the Eid to each other, like we say Eid Mubarak. And I got in Arabian country, they say Eid Sa'id, kullu am wa antum bi khair. By the way, today we have Eid here, but the problem in my country, Bangladesh, is different. Like today, Eid here, but in my country, tomorrow, not today. It is tomorrow, not today.
I see. So
this is the Bangladesh, very different. About population, majority population are Muslims, like 90% Muslim in Bangladesh, and Muslim 150 or 60 million Muslims in Bangladesh.
Yeah, that's quite a bit. So the Bangladeshis, if I can make fun of the Bangladeshi
Yes.
Muslims, it's like when Mama or Baba and they give you a sweet, right? And you have one of the brothers or sisters is going to hold back on the sweet, and everybody else eats it. And then after it's finished, he pulls his out. to eat it.
Exactly.
This is what the Bangladeshis are like in
Enticement,
terms
yeah.
of celebrating
Yeah.
Eid. You hold back a day. So we appreciate helping to keep the spirit of Eid
Yes.
alive, a day, even a day
Okay,
after. Yeah.
let me talk about how we welcome Eid in our country. After finish the Ramadan, the last night before Eid, the Eid night before Eid, the night, after night we're gonna celebrate the Eid. This night, the many groups of children, they have many groups, and they, after Maghrib, after pray, they started to watching the moon, see the moon,
Right.
the new moon. They can see or not. After they see, when they see, they are very happy,
Yeah.
and some of them they say adhan, and they they looking very happy, and they enjoying with this moon. Then many of them they slogan, like say this loudly, they say something very happily, and after that at night most of them in the city they don't sleep because of Eid. Tomorrow Eid we're gonna celebrate Eid, so they cannot
So the
sleep.
night before,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
families
night.
they stay up.
Yeah.
During this time of staying up, what is the situation like? Do you sit with your families? Do you read Quran? Do you pray? How do you spend the time the night before Eid, going into Eid?
In city, if I go to city, you look there, young generation, they don't sleep. They just enjoy, they go to the place and they make the group and they enjoy that just by themselves.
Yeah.
And if you go to the village, they just at night after 10 o'clock maybe they go to sleep. But after Fajr, they started to saying the takbir, Allahu Akbar.
Yes.
This takbir, after Fajr, they started to say the takbir in mosque. So, this moment is very, very wonderful. wonderful. Everyone feeling we are in Eid, and we really means feel this really Eid is here.
Yeah.
But I came to Egypt. I'm here for 4 years like that. I didn't feel we are having Eid here or not. Really, I didn't feel.
One day you'll feel.
Well, I want to ask Brother Abdul, please share another song with us. Help Brother Abibur feel
Yes.
the Eid
I'll
in
probably
Egypt.
make you feel it. Okay, I think I'll go with Inshallah song. Every time you feel like you cannot go on, you feel so lost and that you're so alone. All you see is night and darkness all around. You feel so helpless, you can't see which way to go. Don't despair and never lose hope. 'Cause Allah is always by your side. Insha'Allah, 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 you'll find the way. Insha'Allah, 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 you'll find the way. Every time you commit one more mistake, you feel you can't repent and it's way too late. You're so confused, wrong decisions you have made. Haunt your mind and your heart is full of shame. Don't despair and never lose hope. 'Cause Allah is always by your side. Insha'Allah, 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 you'll find the way. Insha'Allah, 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 you'll find the way. Turn to Allah, He's never far away. Put your trust in Him, raise your hand and pray. Oh yeah, Allah, guide my steps, don't let me go astray. You're the only one that showed me the way, showed me the way, showed me the way. Insha'Allah, 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 you'll find the way. Insha'Allah, 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 you'll find the way.
Ameen.
Ameen.
Well done.
Yeah, very nice. Again, he's got a very beautiful voice.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah.
So what about that song? Where does that come from?
It's by Maher Zain. He's a Lebanese singer. I think he lives in Britain for so long, so he got the language. And he also sings in Turkey and sings in a lot of other languages.
Arabic too. Can sing Arabic.
Yes,
too.
yes, he's quite fascinating.
I have caught his name before.
Maher Zain.
Yeah, his name does sound familiar to me.
Meherjan is famous. In the
Yeah,
world,
so
in Islamic song.
Yeah, he's also the same singer of the first song I previously saw sing. That's it. He's awesome. I think.
When I listen to you sing, it feels like dua, like
Yes.
you're making a
Yes.
small prayer
Yes,
to
indeed.
Allah.
Yes, indeed.
So thank you again for sharing.
Thank you
that
so
with
much.
us. Okay, so Brother Habibur, before the song, you were telling us about Bangladesh, but I do want to hear, Brother Luqman, tell us more about these foods that you talked about. You said after the prayer, you go back home to eat delicious food. What kinds of foods do you eat?
Talking about food is very beautiful. I got hungry. Actually, in Idul Fitri, we have a lot of kind of food that's going to be served. But I would like to talk about the ketupat, because ketupat has philosophical meaning to interpret, Idul Fitri to Indonesian people. Ketupat is sort of, it's rice, and then we put this rice in the coconut palms, just like that. But this, food has philosophical meaning for Indonesian people. The philosophical meaning of this food is that, the palms of coconut, it's mean that it's like the sin that we already commit during our life. And then the rice, you know that the color of rice is white.
Yeah.
It's mean that sort of deliverance from error. So it means that when we finish our fasting, we will be pure.
Yeah.
Sort of when you eat this food, it means that you go to your purity, and then you become pure, as the Prophet said.
Is this a Java tradition?
Yes, Java tradition. Because in the tradition of the Prophet ever said, Man soma Ramadana imanan wahtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbih. Whoever fasts in the month of Ramadan with iman and hoping the great reward from Allah, all his fast sin will be forgiven. So based on the tradition, it's sort of, Japanese people believe from this tradition, and then they try to elaborate this tradition based on their tradition.
Yeah. I think this is a great example, brothers, of how Islam respects all of these things that we're hearing.
Yes.
It respects the culture of the people.
Yes, Islam is not contradicting to the culture.
Right.
For instance, I can be totally Muslim and I can be totally Japanese people. And all of our brothers, I think, agree with this statement.
Exactly. Coming from the United States,
Yes.
with Native American ancestors and African ancestors, the experience by church missionaries was a bit different. The existing culture, language, name, all of the experience, there was a complete lack of regard and respect for culture. And so this is a great aspect in Islam, to allow people to maintain their cultural, ethnic identity, and even keep it, to infuse it with the Islamic practice on the Eid celebration.
There is one point, Mr. Ali. See, the issue of diversity in culture is a sign of existence of Almighty Allah.
Yes.
That He is the Alpha and Omega. That a verse in Holy Quran says that had Almighty Allah wished, He would have created people the same, to look alike, to have the same culture, the way of speaking, dressing, and so on. But He created them into different colors, different diversities in culture, in looks, you know, in the way they talk and whatever, so that they can know each other. So He created them into nations.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beauty. So this is colorful. It's colorful and it's beautiful. I believe.
Thank you. You got the point. We have another don't lose your idea. Okay. We have another report to look at. This report is going to be answering the question, how should we, as Muslims, celebrate the Eid celebration? We'll take a look at this and then come back with Brother Abdul.
We wish you a happy Eid. Promise Allah that this Eid we will not engage in that which will earn the wrath of Allah or make Him displeased with us. The reason is, as soon as we see the moon, two things happen. One is Ramadan comes to an end. That is also very sad. Eid is declared. Eid is declared. That is something happy, because we deserve a day of rejoicing after so much of worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, intense worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the second thing that happens, my brothers and sisters, those devils that were tied prior to Ramadan, they are released. Subhanallah. And this is why, may Allah protect us from the devil. On the day of Eid, many people, without knowing or sometimes knowingly, they start to commit sins that displease Allah, yet it is the day of pleasure, the day to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the clothing that we are wearing on the day of Eid, especially when it comes to our sisters, let us make sure that it is cut in a way that will please Allah. It is His day. It is His day. Whatever we plan to do on that day, we should never plan to do anything that will displease Allah. Look, my brothers and sisters, every time there is a happy occasion, we celebrate it by increasing the acts of worship. So I explained to you, when it comes to marriage, what a happy occasion. We have an extra khutbah. When it comes to Jumu'ah, what a happy occasion. We have a khutbah. That is something that is not there on other days. When it comes to Eid, the happiness of a Muslim is shown by extra worship. So we have Salatul Eid. We have an extra prayer on that particular day. This is how we as believers show our happiness and gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by obeying Him more, by doing things that will please Him. Look at the other Eid that we will be having inshallah in approximately 2.5 months from now. We find the Eid where we will be sacrificing. That is an extra act of worship for the sake of Allah. This is how we declare our happiness. We have never been taught to declare our happiness by doing that which will displease Allah. We have meetings with the opposite sex on the day of Eid to go back and do whatever we did not do in the month of Ramadan in terms of sin. Is that what Eid is all about? Sometimes we become involved in gluttony to the degree that we eat as though we are doing qada of what we have missed in the month of Ramadan. If that is the case, we have missed the point. It is a day of eating, but it is not a day of gluttony. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. It is not a day when we are supposed to eat until we get sick. That is not Eid. Eid is a day when we are conscious of Allah. We thank Him for having given us a beautiful season and having come out with the forgiveness. This is why, my brothers and sisters, are you aware of the fact that the eve of the Eid, once the moon is sighted, it is known as Laylatul Ja'iza. It is known as the eve of prize giving. And this is why in one narration, the Prophet ﷺ says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls out to His angels on that eve and He asks them, what do you think the reward of a slave who has fulfilled his job is? They will say, oh our Lord, it is to be given what he was promised. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, all my worshippers who have fasted for me, who have prayed for me, oh my angels, I let you bear witness that I have forgiven them completely. It is the night of forgiveness when the prizes are given. You know, a child who has been to the school through the year and worked very hard is a child that deserves the prize. And there will be a night where that prize is actually given to the child, making the child feel happy. What about the prize dished out by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And that is forgiveness and freedom from Jahannam. If I were to die now, I have no hope but in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah have mercy on myself and yourselves.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to Eid Times. We're continuing to celebrate the Eid celebration. We appreciate Mufti Meek in this short report helping us to understand. And remember, he's not giving us anything that we don't already know, but it's a very important reminder. Brother Abdul, you brought something up that I think is very worthwhile to mention. We, as Mufti Meek was saying, have an unfortunately have some unhealthy, un-Islamic habits that we celebrate during this time, including, you want to talk about the visiting graves?
Yes,
yeah.
yes. I think one of the main things of the customs of celebrating Eid here in Egypt is by visiting graves exactly at the second day of Eid, which is, I think, is a big bid'ah. Because Eid is supposed to be days of entertainment or celebrating after a month of forgiveness.
Bid'ah?
Yeah, like innovation, something
Innovation
new.
in religion.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think graves are not the purpose. Like it's sunnah to visit graves, but at least not at the at the time.
Of the Eid celebration.
Yes, it's
Brother Habibur, is this an issue in Bangladesh, people visiting the graves of the ones in their family, friends that have passed on?
Of course, this is the custom in Bangladesh. In the day of Eid, after prayer till night, midnight, they have to visit each other, graves of friend, and they in Bangladesh, the people, this is their culture, our culture. We must visit each other. Like I have friends, after I pray, I make a group from the field of praying. Then I make a group, then I like 4 or 5 or more people, we have group. We go to every friend's house.
Yeah.
We go, then we visit, and we eat some sweet. Okay, it's especially in my country, the sweet is vermicelli. You know, vermicelli is very famous in my country. Vermicelli, we have many kinds of vermicelli, and we made it with sugar and milk and this vermicelli. And our sister and our mother, they cooked is very delicious.
Vermicelli, this is the thinly spun sweet food, yeah?
Yeah. We have many kinds of like that. So after prayer, we go to, we make a group, then every friends go to every friend's house, then we eat it. After that, we have time for cooking. So we have many kinds of food. Our mother, our sister, they make this food. Like we have biryani. Biryani is famous in my country, in Indian subcontinent. Biryani, it's made with the meat of cow. Okay, and maybe kitchen too. And we have many different food, but our food is delicious, very delicious, and it's spicy food.
You know, Bangladeshi food
is spicy food, and sometimes I saw my many friends from a different country in Egypt. They cannot eat it because of the spice. But if they first time they can, who can eat it? He is very he's very delicious, and he wants again something like that. So the visiting each other house, each other visiting is the custom, is the main custom in my country.
So this is a very natural thing for us to extend this practice of visiting one another to those that we love that have passed on. But we're reminding ourselves that
actually, see, the point he raised is very, very important, given to the fact that he talks about the innovation of Islam. However, there are some Islamic scholars who have different point of view about this. There is two things that we have to come to consensus about. Number one, it is allowed, and it is sunnah, it is prophetic tradition to visit the graves. Prophet Muhammad, in a very sound and authentic hadith of Bukhari, said that you should visit because it is going to remind you of death. And remembering death means that you will be doing good, because you know that in one day you will meet Almighty Allah. However, confining this visitation to a particular day, in which the day that we should be, showing our happiness, joy, and, it should be somehow something to frown about. This why some people say that it is okay because it is open. You can visit any day you want. And some people say that, so frown at it, saying that no, you should not do it in that particular day. The point is that if you say no, you don't have any prophetic tradition that say no one should go in that day. It is only an attemptation, or is a trying in order to justify it by saying each day is the day of happiness, and we must not delve it into sadness or something like that. But visitation to see or to remember the days, I remember the Almighty Allah, remember meeting Him, and that there is a day of resurrection is very, very important. Something very important happens in Nigeria, particularly. My friend mentioned something in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
I happened to taste some of their food. I liked it, you know, later, but the first day I tasted, it was hell on earth, so to speak. But I finally realized that it was very, very wonderful. Okay, we have something like this in Nigeria, particularly in southern part of Nigeria, where you can see some soup made of pepper. You understand? And that one, if you eat, definitely you will never try to eat it again. But I assure you that after 24 hours, you would like to go back to it. Okay, so we have this thing in Yoruba tribe in southern part of Nigeria and so on. We normally do this during Eid. Yeah.
That's I think you just made a great point, and you specified it based on the jurisprudence that actually there is no specific saying from Prophet Muhammad to forbid even visiting graves during Eid.
Yeah.
But specifying these days of happiness to connect with your
deceased, the family,
yes,
friends.
that would be even better to connect with those who are alive, I think, and celebrate real celebration. It will be sort of kinship.
Celebrate among the living.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will be even sort of kinship, which Prophet Muhammad always encouraged us to do it.
There's 50 other weeks.
Yes, indeed.
Available.
Indeed, man.
51. So yeah, the point is well made. So and it's a good one, like you said. And there are a lot of, even Mufti Mink talked about being excessive in celebration and our food and all this thing. And each year we have to remind ourselves that over-consuming, over-purchasing from the begin with leads to wasting, right? And so this is something to avoid also. Yes. Brother Habibur, we want to come back to you in Bangladesh. Tell us more about the Islamic traditions in Bangladesh.
If I compare between the Arabic countries and my country about Eid, about performing the Eid prayer, we have a special field for performing Eid prayer. We don't pray in the mosque. If the weather is rain, we have to go to the mosque. But if the weather is good, it's okay. We must pray in the field. We have a special field for praying. After prayer, before prayer, what we usually do about clothes. If I talk about clothes, we have before Eid, the most of the people.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Is it correct that the second largest congregation of Muslims every year is in Bangladesh? Is that correct?
Yes.
What's the name of this event and which day does it occur?
What do you mean?
When does this congregation occur? When does it happen? Is it during Eid?
No.
No. When is it?
I mean, I didn't understand well.
The congregation, you have largest or second largest congregation after Indonesia, precisely, then followed by Bangladesh.
I got it.
No, when does it happen?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
of course, Umrah and Hajj, these are the large, I mean, we see, I think just last week, 2 million people were there for the prayer.
I got it.
Okay.
We have every year we have it's called gathered people, the Muslims, religious people. It names Tabligh Ijtima. It's in capital city Dhaka in Gazipur. We have this Tabligh Ijtima a lot of people they meet there, they gather there after Hajj.
After Hajj.
After Hajj, this is the famous in my country.
Okay,
So
we've got a few more weeks
yeah.
to this event.
Yes,
we'll
yes.
look out for it. It should come after Hajj, and it happens in the capital, Dhaka. All right. The second largest location for a gathering of Muslims, following, of course, yes, Saudi Arabia. Okay, so you were talking
about
clothing. Yeah,
clothing is very interesting.
Really interesting.
Before Eid, most of the people, not most, I mean maybe every Muslim, this is the custom, they must have the new cloth for Eid. So if you go to the market, you will see very jam the market for a clothing market. And we have grocery market. A lot of people, they shopping for Eid. After that, in the morning, every man or children, they the custom, they have to wearing this cloth like this. Its name is Punjabi. Punjabi in my country.
I'm sorry. Can we pause on Punjabi? Come back to Punjabi. We're gonna continue to circumnavigate the globe and continue to look at Eid celebrations around the Ummah.
We wish you a happy Eid.
Muslims around the world are celebrating a holiday called Eid al-Fitr, marking the end of the holy month of Ramadan and bringing communities together.
It brings Muslim Ummah all over the world. Kenyans come together without any barrier of religion. They come together to share that bond of relationship. You know, that is what makes Eid special.
In Beijing, thousands flock to the city's biggest mosque for the Eid ceremony. For Muslims, Eid is also a time for prayer.
Today I'm taking my child to the mosque to feel the atmosphere of Eid. A lot of Muslims came here from all over. There's a festive atmosphere, a feeling of unity.
It's also a time for Muslims to reflect, to be thankful for what they have, and to remember those who are less fortunate.
The message of Eid to all Muslims is that they should be united and remember their Palestinian brothers. We should not forget about them and pray for them.
After Eid prayer, Muslims usually do rounds, visiting friends and family over the 3-day holiday, or call distant relatives to wish them a happy Eid.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Eid Times. Before this report, Brother Habibur, you were talking to us about Punjabi, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, please continue.
For man, we before go to the pray, we use this Punjabi, many colors, white or red or many colors.
Is it
of
like
Punjabi.
what you're wearing?
Like me, I'm wearing like the same. So this Punjabi is very famous. This we call this Islamic cloth, but even non-Islamic or Islamic, any Muslim, they traditionally they wearing this and go to the pray. About a woman, they have shari. We have shari for women.
This is a covering for
they cover the whole body. Its name is shari. It's too famous in my country. The women, they usually wear this shari and the Eid day. And for women, another cloth, its name is salwar kameez. Salwar kameez. They wear it, and the ladies, they decorate their one hands with henna.
Henna.
Yeah.
Okay. Both hands or?
No, just one hand.
Which, left or right?
Left.
Left. Okay.
Yeah. They and they are very enjoy with it. If like I have sister, I have to buy henna for her. If I not buy, if I not give her, she will very sad. So, and if I give her, she will very happy and say thank you, brother, something like that.
Yeah, there are many things that are slightly different, but this is one thing that I'm sure we all experience. We're approaching the end of our segment, so I want you to start to formulate, your final comments your greetings to the Ummah, and anything else that you want to share with us. Your last words, brother.
Okay, at the last, I wanna give the Eid greeting again, Eid Mubarak, and one message very important I would like to tell for every Muslims. This is the Eid day for us is for happiness, okay, but the main point for Eid is forgiveness. Because we live in community, and sometimes we get problem between us, in the society. So anyway, we have any problem, we don't talk with anyone, or we got any problem in society. So in the Eid day, we must forgive each other. This is the message.
Yeah, it's a great tradition, and we hope, inshallah, we can all be forgiven by
of course.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Brother Luqman.
I think the interesting thing that I look at when I analyze or when I try to look at our tradition in our country about the greeting. In our country, I mean, in Arab country, we used to greet to each other in the day of Eid, just only to say, Kulu am wa antum bi khair, every year you are in good condition, and so far and so on, or Eid and Sa'id. But in our country, there is something different. We don't just say Idul Fitri, Happy Eid, but we have to say Mohon maaf lahir batin. It means that you should forgive me my sin. So I mean, there is sort of asking for forgiveness and to let yourself to forgive others. This is, I mean, something beautiful thing in our country.
Yeah. So we have a very similar message.
Yes.
Brother Ali.
Yeah, there are two things, I suppose. Number one, the issue of the fact that Muslim Ummah have a golden chance always, all the time, to come together.
Yeah.
You can see people from different corner and cavity, from Africa, Asia, Europe, all over the world, celebrating one thing in one day. This one is very, very vital, and I consider it a golden opportunity to come together.
Yeah.
And this is a power. Unity is power. Together we stand, divided we fall.
And I'm sorry to interject, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He promises that all human beings, will be under the will eventually embrace the Islamic
Exactly. So when we are united, and Almighty Allah said it like you alluded, وَاعْتَسِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. We do all our things together. The prayers, we do them in congregation, we do Hajj together, we do fasting together. So it's a golden chance for us to come together, unity and cooperation. And another thing is the issue of forgiveness. You forget about religious issue. Psychologically, when you forgive, you are more relaxed psychologically. When you bear no grudges against anyone in your mind, the grudge that you are bearing is a label against you, not against the man you are angry with.
Yeah.
So when you allay it, when you forgive and forget, you will get psychologically more relaxed. So let's try to forget each other, to forgive each other, so that Almighty Allah will find it to forgive us. Almighty Allah accept our deeds and forgive us, inshallah.
All right. Yeah. Brother Abdu, please, if you have one more song, we'll end with your voice.
I think your brother said very bullet points on that.
Indeed.
As a summing up. I'd just say a song that would just as an expression for the feeling of what's going on in the weak countries, Islamic countries, that I wish just to like. Every day we tell each other that this day will be the last, and tomorrow We all can go home free, and all this will finally end. Palestine, tomorrow will be free. Palestine, tomorrow will be free. No mother, no father to wipe away my tears. That's why I won't cry. I feel scared, but I won't show my fears. I keep my head high, deep in my heart. I'll never have any doubt that Palestine tomorrow will be free. I saw those rockets and bombs shining in the sky, like drops of rain in the sun's light, taking away everyone dear to my heart, destroying their dreams in a blink of an eye. What happened to our human rights? What happened to the sanctity of life and all those other lies? I know that I'm only a child, but is your conscience still alive? Oh, I will caress with my bare hands every precious grain of sand, every stone and every tree. 'Cause no matter what they do, they can never hurt you, 'cause your soul will always be free.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah, very beautiful.
That's good.
And thank you for all your songs and for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Happy Ramadan to you, and thank you for being with us. Brother Aliyu of Falalu of Nigeria, thank you. Brother Lukman Hakim of Indonesia, Brother Habibur Rahman of Bangladesh, and Brother Adam of Egypt. Thank you so much for all.
Happy Eid. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We wish you a happy Eid. May God accept your obedience. Eid Saeed, taqabbal Allahu ta'at. We wish you a happy Eid. May God accept your obedience. Eid Saeed, taqabbal Allahu ta'at. We wish you a happy Eid. May God accept your obedience. Eid Saeed, taqabbal Allahu